that you guys know that we're being recorded. We have to do that for every class, but the benefit of that is that you'll get to listen to it afterwards. And so I do give participation points. I'll go over this in just a moment anyway, but every time you attend class for this hour, then you'll get participation points. And normally what I do as well is I start a TED Talk at the beginning of class while people are mingling in, and then turn it off right at 11:30. I just want to see if, let's do a couple of things for those of you who are on. And hey, Jordan, let me do polling. So let me just check and see if you can see this. I'm going to poll. Oh, fiddle. Hang on. Andra, get your sister on the line. Okay, there we go.
I would, but she's not here.
I'm just playing. Okay, this is a poll. If you guys can just click, there are 5 of you in the class, and all of you are, so one of you said yes. Oh, good. So I'm waiting to hear from, let me see who I'm waiting to hear from. Ariel, do you see it? Jordan, do you see? Jean-Claude and, oh yeah, Jordan. Thanks, Jordan. Well, I guess you've logged into the class to get to this. Maybe I should make that a little bit more plain spoken. Ariel, can you hear us? Have you logged into the course and read like lesson 1 and all that jazz yet? I don't know if Ariel can hear us or not. Hey, Frankie. Hey, Frankie, you just joined. You'll notice that there is a poll. If you could take the poll down at the bottom. And what I really mean by that is, have you logged into lesson 1? Have you read the announcement? You had to log into the class in order to get to Blackboard. So who's the caller?
This is Chardasia Brown. My computer, I have to update it or upgrade it or something, so
Uh-huh.
I dialed in.
Okay, good. So, tell me, I heard your last name is Brown, but I missed your first name. What's your first name?
Chardasia.
Chardeza. Did I get that right? Chardeza?
Yeah, a lot of people just call me Char, so
Char,
that's
is that all
easy.
right with you? Chardeza, I
Yeah.
like that too. That sounds cool. Um, so the one thing, Chardeza, that you won't be able to do is you can't see the screen. So we are making recordings of this. This whole session now is being recorded. And so also for you and everybody else, when you call in, I can't see your name, but I do give 10 points for every class that you attend for your participation grade. So you can get 160 points towards your 1,000 points that you need to get a full 100% in the class. But we'll go over that in a minute. 900 to 1,000 is an A. So my point in bringing that up is that if you do call in, make sure that you have a chance to tell me who you are. You could just tell me that you, or you could, I don't know, I don't think you can see chat either. Can you see anything, Chardeza?
No, I can't. It's just asking me to either get the link or dial in, but when on my computer it's telling me I need to upgrade it, but I'm going to get a new computer today, so by next Monday I should be fine.
Okay, all right, that's good. So I'm still curious if Ariel is there, if she can hear me. So I'm going to show you that. Um, Let me just show you the responses. So 4 of you have already logged in, but you may have interpreted that as being a, so the question, Dezo, was, have I logged into the course already this morning? And I should have clarified, have you like gone in and looked at any of the material? Because you had to get here. So I'm going to clear this poll. And let me see if we could just do a couple of other things while we're waiting on people. So is it Alaritza? Is it Alaritza? Santiago Barrios. Did I get that right,
Yes,
Alaritza?
yes,
All right. Yes, and you've got babies in the background.
I know. Sorry.
Oh, no, Piggy Piggy. No, that's great. So you can go ahead and mute. I just wanted to make sure I got that pronunciation correctly. And
Okay,
Jade is about to join us too. So
okay,
thank
thank
you.
you.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for joining. So can you guys just look down at the bottom, see where you raise your hands? Can everybody raise your hands just so we can practice? I just raised mine. Jordan did. Ariel, golly, Ariel, I hope you can hear us. And Char, uh, Char, I know you can't raise your hand, but there is a little icon at the bottom. All right, so the rest of you, you can go ahead and lower your hands if you can click on that and just practice doing that as well. And then your image should be down there underneath my status and settings. So if you go, I think you at the very bottom tray in the middle of your screen, you'll see my status and settings. So would you go up and you give feedback where you say you're happy or you're surprised, you want me to go faster? Hey Jade, or you can do you're sad, confused, slower, slow it down, disagree. Will you just click some of those? Like I'm going to click happy, and that shows up right beside my face. Oh, Jean Claude hit happy. Good. Okay. Can the rest of you just click one of those? Thanks, Jordan. I'm glad you're happy too. But you can practice with all sorts of those. So, Alarissa, do you see it? Andra, Ariel, Frankie, Jade. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Frankie. Now, all of you don't have to be happy. If you're not happy, you can be something else. You can be surprised. I just changed mine to surprise. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you just said that. Faster. Let's see what faster is. Oh, faster means you want me to speed up. Or slower, confused. I'm still looking. Jade, have you found that? Ariel, have you found the status buttons at the very bottom where you can show your emotions and show something? Give me feedback like that. So I'm going to put a sad face in. Oh, it changes colors. And let me put a confused face in, just a little lighter. Oh, and Ariel, let me see what she's put in. Oh, agree. Thanks, Ariel. So everybody, make sure you also are familiar with chat. So while we're still waiting for 2 more minutes, if you can just put in chat. So chat is over in the bottom right-hand corner, and I have mine open. Oh, good. Excellent, excellent. Andrew, thank you. So there's a smiley face there. So if you can't find chat, hi Samantha, then if you'll just go to the purple or the lower thing, thanks Ariel, and just give me some sort of signal that you know how to use that. So, it's good. So it looks like a thumbnail. I'm going to close mine. Thanks, Frankie. I'm going to close mine again real fast. And it looks like a thumbnail. Oh my goodness, some of you guys are really choosing unique emoticons. Jean Claude, cool dude. Jade, you got your shades on. All right. So have I gotten everybody to respond to me in chat? Probably not, because there are 10 of you on the call, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Of course, Char can't be on, so she would be 8. I'd be 9. So 2 of you haven't found chat yet. So Samantha, join us. I think you're one of us. All right, who hasn't found chat, but that's okay. So I just want to make sure that you know where it is. Also, one last thing before we jump into the class. By the way, I'm Miss Whitley, Patricia Whitley, just you're wondering who this voice is talking in the background. Um, right inside of chat. Oh, thanks, Samantha. So if you'll see, there are 2 people, the icon that looks like 2 people side by side. I don't know if you guys can see the number, but right now we have 12 people who are logged in. I think we have 25 people in this class. So we'll have people catch on and come in, and then other people won't be able to join us. Just keep in mind that it is recorded every week, and you do get class credit for attending because this is like a real class. Hi, Howie. like a real class, except it is just online. Right beside of the people, so you got the little chat bubble, you've got the icon people in the bottom. Right in the middle, you've got something that says share content. So I wanted you to know that I can actually share your screen. If you have something you want to show the class, or you want to show me in office hours or after class or before class, where something is difficult, you can't make it work, and I need to see your screen, then I can make you the moderator, and you can share your screen and show me what you're trying to tell me. So I just wanted to bring that up. So now that it's 11:30, I know that we'll have people joining us. I actually have 11:31. What I want to do now is to go into sharing files, which is where I am, and introduce first year experience. And I'm going to go through 4 slides. Then I'm going to take you into the course and show you what those 4 slides mean. And then we're going to come back out and we're going to go back into chapter 1. So what I would suggest doing, to interrupt me at any time, and there are 2 ways to interrupt. One would be to raise your hand. Now, Char, you won't have the opportunity to do that, so just come off of mute. Hi, Kiana. I think that's Kiana. And Jean Carlos, maybe Jean Carlos.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, good, good, good. All right. So when you have questions, and I appreciate everybody being on mute because there could be a lot of background noises. But if you have questions, hi Lynette, then what you want to do is raise your hand, or you can chat them now in the chat bar at the bottom. So again, for the rest of you who are just joining, we went through a lot of early things, how to work Blackboard in the beginning. I'm going to jump into the course now, but I could come back later. Let's talk about what the class is. First year experience, this is the textbook, and so the textbook is a requirement in that you need it. So I've been asked, do I have to buy it? And the answer to that is no, you don't have to buy it. You just have to have access to it one way or another. So there are multiple ways of getting it. The manufacturers of it have, and I sent out a link to you guys. I think I'll show you that in a moment. They have it available for $39 as an ebook. You can get it from Chegg, you can get it from Amazon, you can get it from the bookstore. If you are tight on funds right now, then the library did have copies of not lesson 2, but edition 2. So you can get the second edition if you can borrow or just use second edition from someone else. All the course assignments and the page references will be done in the 3rd edition. So you can work with your classmates or work with me and say, okay, where is it in 2nd edition, if that's the only option you've got. So just keep me posted on when you get that book. I know a lot of people do. Well, no, not a lot, really. People in the past have tried the course without the book, and you can pass without the book. It just depends on what grade you need. So if you're in a highly competitive program like, I don't know, nursing or any of the life sciences courses, I'm not sure of what the competition is for spaces in any of the other classes, then if you want to get the higher grade, you will want to have that book. So please talk to me offline if you have issues about the book or about procuring the book for yourself, because it really is important for you to have. So again, remember, all this is in your chapter 1, and it is also being recorded. So just keep that in mind. You could always go back and look at this recording and look at the PowerPoint in chapter 1. This information's there. So hey, Gabriel. I actually sent you guys an email of what to do for week 1, and I think I sent you 8 things this morning. So these were the 3 things that I put, and I want to change something here immediately with Smarter Measure. So Smarter Measure has been replaced Who knew? And I found that out this morning because several of you were trying to do it. And so I posted in your chat the link to the new replacement for Smarter Measure. I'll also put that in the announcements, but that Smarter Measure has been corrected. You need to complete at least one assignment, and I'm going to show you where to upload it in just a second, prior to this Saturday at 11:59 p.m. because this is the no-show drop week. And what that means is if people don't show up and actively participate. Now, to your credit, the fact that you have participated in class today, remember, this is like a real hard brick and mortar classroom, except we're virtual. So by the fact that you've attended, you will get participation points. You'll be in the grade book because of that. And so your no-show worries are over. If you're in class right now, and there will be a way that I see who all is in the class, the Blackboard Collaborate takes attendance for me, then you're golden. So that's already been met. Hi, River. However, I still would get the first assignment done this week just because it is due and I don't take late assignments. Now, if there's an emergency, let me just say this real fast. If there's an emergency or if your life just turns upside down, there's always room for mercy and grace. I'm a graduate student myself in my third graduate degree, and I only say that to say that I understand what it is to be a student. My dad died last year after being sick for a number of years with vascular dementia and Alzheimer's. And I had professors who were very mean to me. No, I wouldn't say mean. They were just very strict, and they were going to fail me. I mean, I was passing the class with an A in this one class at Kennesaw, where I'm getting this master's degree in informatics. And one professor said that he understood my situation, but if I went home to be with my dad, hospice had called us home, but he sympathized with my situation, but he would give me a withdrawal fail because it was after the withdrawal period. But then I had two other professors during the second and third and final time that they called us home for dad at hospice, who were very kind to me, who worked with me, and I will always duplicate their behavior with you. So if something happens, just get in touch with me as soon as possible, and we will work out a plan. The other thing, step number 2 for this week, is just to review the main menu, the links, and I'm going to go back over this more thoroughly. Again, I sent you out an email this morning with 8 things to do. And then, as I just spoke about, make sure you can secure access to that book and get chapter 1 read as quickly as possible. This is logging into Blackboard. All of you are on, so I'm not going to go into this in detail. It's just in the PowerPoint presentation in case you need it. So the next to the last slide, before I launch back over to the class and kind of take you with me, is to download Office 216. Actually, I think it might be 219 now, but it says 216. One of the benefits for being on OneDrive and for downloading Office 216 is that you will get automatic updates through Gwinnett Tech. So whatever you have on your system, go ahead and install this. The instructions are not only in this PowerPoint, but are in lesson 1. All of your assignments will be working with the Microsoft Office suite. So Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook is your email, and we don't use OneNote. So Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, you have a lot of assignments with each of these 3 to get into the habit of using them. A lot of students have never worked with Excel, for example, or they've worked with it at a minimal level. I love Excel, and I think that it's the number one thing at the end of the course that people say they appreciated the most is learning not only the technology and going kind of deeper in it, but Excel seems to stand out because it's such a useful tool. So make sure that you download Office 216, and I'm going to repeat it one more time. Your assignments are to be done in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And I can't really, if Blackboard doesn't accept it, or if it's not one of their accepted downloadables, I can't open it and I can't grade it. So that's just a pain for everybody. The other thing is don't save it into a PDF because I have to actually download and see if you use formulas in Excel, et cetera, et cetera. If it's downloaded in a PDF, I can't open it. And the other thing too is if you do send me a link to your OneDrive, unfortunately that's your OneDrive, and so I can't access it because proprietary or privacy, it's yours, so it won't let an instructor invade your OneDrive. So don't send me a link. You'll have to upload the actual documents. So we'll talk more about that. I think that's it. Let me just see. Yeah, it is. So this begins chapter 1, and I'm going to stop right there and take us over to, and you're going to see kind of like dead space for just a minute. Let me just make sure I'm in the right spot. Hold, please. I wish I had kind of like Vanna White music or something playing in the background, but I don't. So I'm going to take you over to the Chrome tab and share the screen that you should now be seeing. Let me see if you're seeing it. So this is your class. If people ask you what CRN you're in, that's this number right here. And CRN stands for, I think it's course reference number. So the very first thing I want to point out is this colorful thing in the front. I'm really proud of this because I did this for one of my other classes that I'm taking. And I think it's cool. So let me just pause for a moment and do a quick poll. This is just kind of begging the question. So I'm going to do another poll. This is called the infographic, by the way. You read through the infographic, and its location is the homepage. Char, I realize that you can't see this just yet, but one day you're going to. Char is calling in. All right, so here you go. Can you guys answer that? So there are 15 of you, and let's see. Oh, cool beans. All right, what happened to the rest of you? Except for me and Char.
I'm
Sorry.
still here.
Char, don't worry, you'll get there, girl. All right. So Jordan, I don't see a response from you. Have you looked at it yet, or can you see the what am I trying to say? Can you see the poll, Jordan? Are you able to see it? All right, good. So let me show you the responses. So now I want to know what you think of it. So can you go down to the bottom? I'm going to end this poll. Can you go down to the bottom? We practiced this before, but for those of you who are late, this gives you a good chance to practice. Can you go down to where it says My Status and Settings? Your photo or an icon that looks like a human will be there. It's in the circle. And if you click that up arrow, those of you who are here a little early, you know how to do this. Can you tell me feedback on it? Can you say whether you were happy with it or surprised by it or sad about it or confused by it? Oh, good. Now remember, I'm doing this for multiple reasons. One is to get your feedback, but also to see if you can use these buttons down at the bottom. So if you can go down to where your icon is. Andra, I'm missing you. Gabriel, Giancarlos, Howie. Oh, thank you, Gabriel. Howie's good. Lynette, Samantha, what about you? Do you see that little arrow at the bottom? Samantha.
I don't see an arrow.
Do you see a circle at the bottom, that very bottom tray right underneath your screen? And if you click on it, like for me, it's got my picture in the inside of it. And if I click on it, it will open up a screen that shows feedback. Did you find it?
No.
Oh, fiddlesticks. Well, you know what? I will show you that later. It's do you see where your microphone is?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I see it now. Okay.
Okay, good. Now,
Okay.
click that arrow, upload. There you go. Good, 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 good. Okay, good. All right, now we're practicing those things. So I do want you to use this feedback button if you want to give me immediate feedback. And if you think I'm going too fast, or you want me to go slower, or if you want me to go faster, rather, or if you agree or disagree with something I've said, then, this should be a place where you think. I consider a first year experience a lab for mistakes and experiments. And so don't hesitate to tell me what you think, and we'll talk about it and adjust it. I have two children that one just graduated from college and one is going to college. And so, kind of in that age group where um, maybe some of you are. Plus, I'm a student, so I may be a non traditional student. And so, anyway, it's good just to think. So, if you want to know more about first year experience, then go to this link here. I'm not going to click on it because I don't know where it will take me. And I just wanted to point out that the benefit for first year experience, and there's a lot, is a lot of studies, and I mean, there are tons of studies if you want to go in and research first year experiences, where students who take first year experience based on the quality of the program, and I work really hard to make sure, as well as the other 25 or 30 instructors teaching this class, it's really high quality. I use a lot of the ideas that come out of Georgia Tech, out of UVA. The University of South Carolina is the mothership, if you will, of first year experience programs. And so most students who successfully complete first year experience then end up doing have higher grades overall their degree program, and actually end up with a higher percentage of completing a degree program. So hi Jessica, glad you joined us. Hop right in. And also 80% of two-year colleges, which is what you're in now, you're in a technical college, not community college, but this is technically a technical college. It runs under the technology college system of Georgia, and 90 to 100% of four-year colleges offer something similar to what you're doing. So this gives you an idea of what first year experience is about. Even though we're online, I'm hoping you will be doing group projects together, because I believe the world is going more and more virtually. It's just too convenient after the coronavirus is over, even. I mean, companies are saving money from having to hold office buildings. People are saving time and money because they don't have to drive. They don't have to get dressed. They don't have to wear the same wardrobe, at least from the bottom down. So I think you're going to see more and more virtual work. And as the workforce that is of tomorrow, a lot of you are working today, it's going to be good for you to do group work online. So we'll talk more about that later. And I won't go over these tips, but here are the tips for you, just some ideas about how to make sure you're successful. And then again, except under unusual circumstances, no late assignments. I do want to point out one thing too. Every credit, the formula, and I think it might be in your book, but I want to tell you about it. The formula for how often or how much you need to study outside of a classroom, regardless of how many class or credit hours you're taking. So credit hours, they look at what the content of the course, and they are people at a much higher level than even Gwinnett Tech. They look at what the content is, and they assess how many credit hours a course is worth. So let's say some of you might be taking anatomy and physiology, and that class would probably have a course rating of four credit hours. So what you think is you take your entire load right now of total credit hours, and you're going to multiply times 2 to get the minimum level of time you will spend a week outside of the classroom to be successful in that course, and then multiply it times 3 to get closer to the ceiling or the maximum amount of time. So because first year experience is 2 credit hours, then you'll plan to spend anywhere from 2, this is what it says here at the bottom, 2 to 4 hours a week. It won't be that way every week. Some weeks will be real light, some weeks will be much heavier. But an average of 2 to 4 weeks just for this one class. So I think drop ad goes through the 12th, which is Wednesday. So just look at your overall load. Make sure you're not carrying too many hours that you can't be successful with. My brother, when he first started in college decades, maybe last century, took 21 hours his freshman year, first semester, and so he actually, it was too much for him. So let me see, Andrea, you have a question. What is it? So go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was an accident.
Oh, good. But see, it worked. The hand raise worked. That's excellent. All right, so let me just go back up here, and I want to review a couple of things that we've talked about. You will check announcements every week. I would check them twice because what I do is I send out here's what I would do this week, Monday morning, not always first thing Monday morning, certainly by 10 or so. Where do I begin? And then I'll send an email at the end of the week on Friday that says here's what we did. And always, everything is always due on Saturday at by 11:59, which is why, let me see if I can get this to open for us. Let me see if it's down here even. I have office hours on Saturday. So let me just open this up for you. Just, you can't see this, I know, but I do want to point this out to you. So what we're talking about, we're talking about the left-hand menu. And so just check your announcements every week. As part of the announcements, you'll see where do I begin. And I've just opened up my schedule. So I'm going to go back, leaving here for just a second, class, and I'm going to pick you up, as it were, and move you with me to look at my application. And so hang on just a minute. We're going to go to, you all went blank there for a second. I'm going to look at my schedule. So you should be able to see this. Let me pop back over and make sure that you can. Yes, you can. That's good. So you'll notice that I have student office hours on Saturday, and it looks like from, what is that, 5 o'clock or 4:30 maybe, or no, 5 o'clock. Really, I'll take office hours almost any time, and the office hours, I'm on campus on Wednesday and Thursday, but you can see that I'm teaching a lot during these times. But wherever you see office hours, and if you don't want to come to campus, we'll set up a Blackboard Collaborate session privately for you. And this is what happens here on Saturdays. But the reason I have Saturday office hours is because the drop dead date for every assignment is due on whatever assignment or whatever date, or I should say whatever week, but always by Saturday at 11:59. And then I open up the next lesson then on Sunday. So that's the way, if you're trying to schedule, that I would schedule. Any questions on that at all? I'm switching back over to the course. All right. If not, then this is in case, I think there's still a lot of questions about what might happen. We're planning on being like we are and open for 25% of the campus classes. I work 75% online, but if something happens and the cases go up and we get bounced back into 100%, I will have a link here, regardless of whether it deals with first-year experience or not, but I'll have a link right there to emergency operations. It links right back to the website, so if you want to go to the website, fine, but if you happen to be here, there's a link that will always be active there. Homepage is what you looked at when you had the infographic. Start here, announcements is where you are right now. Remember, check it at least once a week, but I will always send out announcements on Monday morning and Friday after the week is over. Start here. And this is where you need to go to look at your syllabus. You will have a syllabus quiz on next week, the 22nd, and that will be in lesson 2. So let me just kind of clear this out for you, and you'll notice that you're an online class. So what I'm going to do after this session is over is like hide this one and hide this one. So the first part one, and I believe you can see this. Well, maybe not. So let me take you with me to that. So this is the course syllabus that describes it and gives the time expectations. It tells you about how many hours, kind of what we just talked about a minute ago. This was supposed to be the smarter measure. They've changed that. I'll again send out that email to you. And this was the original link, but needs to be taken out now. These are your course competencies. I sent those out in your letter asking you to choose the top 2. That's part of your homework assignment that's due this week. But I'll take that information you send me and I may emphasize more one chapter or one topic than I might have based on how many of you are saying, oh, this is my favorite or these are my top 2 favorite. I do want to point out that body language is here as a part of academic strategies for success. And so one of my first master's degree from the University of Georgia 10,000 years ago was on nonverbal communication. So I'm just kind of curious here. I would like to hear how many of you, would you just chat for me, throw me, what's the definition of nonverbal communication? So let me put my question out there for you. What is the definition of nonverbal? You can either raise your hand or you can chat it in, but I'd like to hear from all of you. Nonverbal communication. And why would we be talking still about body language in a class where I'm not going to see you? Unless we got on our cameras. Nobody going to tell me what the definition is? Yoo-hoo! All right, Gabriel, tell me. Gabriel, you got the mic, bud. Is your volume up, maybe? If you want to chat, put it in the chat box. Okay, so while Gabriel's trying to figure that out on the electronic side, at least that's what I'm guessing might be happening. Anybody else got any ideas, or can you? Oh, Jade, thanks. Oh, thanks, Jade. Communicating using your body, like eye contact and facial expressions. All right, has anybody else got one? A definition of it?
You said of nonverbal
Yes.
communication?
Yes, Char, nonverbal. What would you think it would be?
I would basically just say like not communicating at all, basically.
Oh, not communicating at all. Oh, that's odd. I mean, because that is a very interesting definition. Excellent, but it's not right. But I love it that you gave me that as a potential. So I can see how Char might have thought that because non-verbal might sound just exactly like not verbal. And so if you didn't hear her answer, which was a creative, excellent answer, it was not communicating at all. So actually, Char, let's you and I both look down here where it says Jean-Claude has said expressing yourself to someone like body gestures, like waving your hands. Gabriel, did you get your audio to work? Gabriel, bless your heart. Char, thank you so much coming in and saying that. I want to do a quick poll just for a second because Samantha's onto something that I haven't seen anybody else use, and it's the reason I brought it up right now. So let me just ask this question. Let me see if I can do it in a multiple choice. So I'm going to do this non-verbal communication, meaning not verbal, non-verbal communication. I'm going to, hang on, I'm typing it out. or this one? All right, you guys answer this poll for me. You guys see it?
Well, I can't see it because of the computer, but what is the poll? I can get my own.
Oh, yes, good. Excellent. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so Char, it says nonverbal communication includes the following: body movements, eye movements, facial expression, etc. And then number 2 is everything above that I just mentioned, plus the tone, volume, and pitch of the voice.
Mm, I would say a little bit plus the tone. Yeah, I would say all the above.
All the above plus the tone, the volume, and the pitch of the voice.
Yeah, I would say that simply because I'm like the way you communicate with someone is like everything. So the way you may come off to someone and say it, they can interpret that in a different type of way. So I would say all the above.
All right, so I don't think I could have changed anything. Char's answer almost made me want to cry. That was so absolutely perfect. Um, so let me show you how you guys did it, and then let me tell you why I think Char and Samantha, because Samantha also, I have 3 of you who haven't voted yet. Who are you 3? Lynette, can you see it? Lynette, I think actually you're the only one. Can you see the poll? Ah, good. Okay, good, good, good. All right, so let me show you what your results are. The most of you said that it does not include the tone, the volume, and the pitch of the voice. If you go into chat, if you heard Char, and then if you go into chat and you look at Samantha's Samantha's chat says communication using gestures, facial expression, tone, and posture. And Char and Samantha are right. And so are the 6 of you who put that in there. So I'm talking about nonverbal communication. It does include not the words, but it includes the tone, the volume, and the pitch. Now, you think about it. If you're listening to a radio station, you hear a song you just love, what sticks in your brain? Okay, maybe the hook, like 1 or 2 of the words. I'll grant you that. But you hum the tune over and over and over. Sometimes you just can't get that tone. I know you said this. I cannot get that song out of my head. I keep hearing it in my head. Now, I mentioned before, 2 sons. One's 23 and one is 18. If I raise my voice, the one son will say, "Why are you yelling at me?" Now, I don't think I'm yelling. He hears it as yelling. So the tone of the voice that you use, i.e., is it pleasant? Is it modulated? Are you using a lot of ums and ahs? Are you confident and using a lot of ums and ahs? I did a study when I was doing my first degree at University of Georgia, and my first master's degree. And I took 2 people. One had a very hesitant sounding voice and used no ums and ahs, like I just did it there. I took another person who had a very confident sounding voice. Same words, by the way, same script, except with the confident sounding person. He was a public speaker by trade. So, I mean, he was skilled at this. We just splattered that script with ahs and ums and like that, People graded that person more competent than the person who never made a mistake because of the tone of the voice. Gabriel, go right ahead. Volume acting up, you can come right back in. So I just want to point out that when we're looking at the course objectives, it says, and this, remember, let me make sure you know where we are. we're in Start Here, and we're talking about the course objectives. This is what we're going to be working on. And I just looked at body language and thought, I wonder if they think that because we're online, we're not going to be doing body language. No, your voice will communicate tons. And Char was right. She didn't say it like this, but Char, if I can kind of modify your words, you cannot not communicate. Your body is leaking a message all the time. So either it might not be interpreted the way you meant it. Let's say you're crossing your arms. In this culture, crossing the arms can be a defensive posture and means you are ready to pick a fight or defend yourself from one. But it could also mean you're cold. So, and you're crossing your arms to say, you have to take all these nonverbals and body language into context, but body language, tone of voice, everything we'll take into consideration. What if my son, going back to him telling me not to yell, what if I'm losing my hearing? I'm not, but what if I were losing my hearing and I'm speaking louder, i.e., it sounds like I'm yelling because I can no longer hear myself at the levels I used to hear. So we'll talk about vocal and voice tone as body language. So we are going to be spending a lot of time on time management and money management. The reason we're spending it on money management is because money is one of the number one stressors, and it also is one of the reasons that students stop their education, and also a lot of students go into debt. So we're going to talk about how do you manage your credit, and that is something we'll look at several people on the outside, if we have outside meaning outside the course, like Susie Orman or the man who wrote how what is it, Millionaire Father? Oh no, that's not the right name. I can't remember it right now. Dave Ramsey. We're going to look at several techniques, and I actually will be helping you work through budgets. So that's something we'll be doing. You will be starting out with a SMART goals assignment, setting your goals for the class. That's going to be due in a couple of weeks. And the other thing about setting your goals is going to be accomplishing them. That'll be part of your grade. So you're going to set 4 goals for the semester between now and December, and then part of your grade will be actually accomplishing those goals. So be thinking about some short-term goals you want to finish by December. We'll be spending tons of time working on your career. That is the big difference between edition 3 and edition 2 of the book. So we'll be talking a lot about doing career work. And then we'll be spending a lot of time too on technology. And when they open up the Blackboard workshops, I hope that you will sign up for them to get the extra 50 points credit. And if you're not able to do that, I will give you another way of getting credit. So I'm going to switch from there. I'm going to go back in to Start Here. And so you'll see this screen go blank, and then I'll go back to Chrome, and we're going to go to Start Here. So take a breath. Actually, taking good deep breaths is a way of relieving stress. And we just finished looking at Part 1, online competencies. I just want to briefly touch on these last 2. I'll hide these right here after the class is over because they don't apply to you. Academic affairs policies. I know I'm going to have to kind of slip, here we go again, back into applications real fast before we go into the course itself. So stay with me just a minute. This is important for multiple reasons. So this tells you what you need. This course is based on 1,000 points. I give so much extra credit. For one reason, I'm kind of experimenting with new ideas, and I throw them out as extra credit to see if somebody will take them, and then I can see if I can use them the next semester. And the other thing is that I know that things happen. If you can bank up your points right now, that's what I would do, so that by the end of December, if you're tired, then you don't have to worry so much about this class. So I put a lot of extra credit and a lot of the points up near the front so that you can get over 700 points early. You'll at least pass with a C. I just should point out that a D isn't passing. The only benefit of a D that I know of is that it doesn't ruin your financial aid, but it does mess up your GPA and everything else. I just avoid the a D like the plague. That might not be an appropriate saying anymore. I would avoid a D. If you think this is too much or you have too much on you, then make sure you withdraw within the time period that you don't have a withdrawal fail. And that will be announced. You can look at this later on your own time. I just want you to make sure you see this. This is be part of your test next week to make sure that you've reviewed these materials. You'll have them in front of you, so you don't have to memorize them. I just want to make sure you're familiar with them. One of those frequently asked questions I get is, do I have to attend class? No. Because we take financial aid from the government, we are bound not to take attendance in case you have work and other things that conflict with attending a class. Although I would think, people get new jobs and all sorts of stuff. That's why I record the classes, or one reason. However, again, I do give credit when you attend, and that will help you towards your 1,000 points. 1,000 points is perfect, but I have people who, because of the extra credit, end up with 1,300 points. An A is an A is an A. So if you're trying to get into a competitive program like nursing, then if you've got a 90, and I will round up. For example, if you have an 89.5, I'll round up. If you have an 89.3, I'll probably round up. So, but an A is an A is an A. As long as you got a 90, it's the same GPA value as if you have 122%, which I've had many students have. So here is the COVID 19 medical certifications. So you can't come on campus without a mask. We have to keep 6 feet distance if you're on campus for any reason. They do have entrance ways like a lot of supermarkets and everybody else in the world does, where you go in one way and out the other, trying to keep away from touching each other. I think you have to be within 6 feet for 15 minutes with a person who's contagious before you're really in danger, but we're not taking that risk. So if you have to come on campus for any reason, just make sure that you have a mask. And this will tell you about the withdrawal policy. I want to spend just a moment, because we have 17 minutes left, I'll spend just a moment on encouraging you to look at plagiarism. I do have this happen almost they're cheating almost every semester, and I get it. Maybe you're just swamped with work, or you just didn't plan right. Look, it would be much better for you, as I said in the informatic, for you to submit something that you get, I don't know, 10 points on out of 60. Like, no, all assignments are graded by the point value. You just don't get 100%. You get 60 out of 60 points or 30 out of 30 points. But I always give people who submit something on time a second shot once I've graded it. So you can always turn in something at least once corrected for the second time. So if you're worried and you're thinking you're going to have to plagiarize or copy somebody's information, look, this is bizarre. I didn't know this myself. Using your own previous work that you used in another class is considered plagiarism. So just ask me about it, because there is something that will pick up, turn it in. You've probably used something like that. So just ask me. And what happens is, if you are suspected of plagiarism, then or fraud or any of the other ways of cheating, collaborating when you're not supposed to. By the way, that's why I make all my tests open book, because I just don't want it on your conscience that you're going to be taking this. You'll see some of the students. Wait a minute. Stop. Let me finish that. Some people will use something called Respondus Lockdown. I don't use that in my class, but some of your professors may be. I'm not going to use that. But because I just don't want you to worry about the guilty conscience of cheating. So I will use open book test always. And you will have 3 tests for parts 1, 2, and 3 of the book. And so they'll be open book for you. But here's all the things about what is considered to be violations of academic integrity. And then these are the procedures for appeal. And what I was about to say a moment ago was that they do keep a record and then look for patterns in future classes. If you're detected or caught, I hate that word for some reason, plagiarizing or cheating in any way, then the college does begin to follow to see if that behavior is found in other classes. And you can be dismissed from the college. If you think about it from the college's standpoint, we're trying to produce, don't take me wrong, a good product. You're the product. The market wants you because we guarantee that you know things. And if you've cheated your way through, then we're not able to be honest and authentic about what we've helped you learn because you didn't. So when you get out into the workforce, people who hired you find that out. They don't want to work with us anymore, or other students from us. So there are multiple reasons, just besides having a good, clean conscience. So again, if you're in a pressured situation, you don't think you can get that assignment in, submit something. I don't care if it's your name. I give you 10 points on that, and then you can resubmit it when you get more time, or just call me or text me or something. Or I'm sorry, I can't take text. Email me and say, I'm in trouble. I can't get this. Can we work out something? Do that instead of doing the plagiarism. I will give samples. This is where people mostly plagiarize in my class. I give samples of work that's been done before, so you have a template. And people use that and submit it as their own work, which is so funny because I read everybody's. And so I know you've done that. And I will try to make that less tempting for you. But anywho, that's that. All right, let's go because now we only have 13 minutes and we got tons of stuff to do. So let me go back to the class and I'm going to run back over to the syllabus. The instructor policies, I'll let you read that on your own. Just keep in mind that the online competencies, part 2, academic policies, part 3, all that will be part of your syllabus test, which will be next week. So that's under start here. Before I go up to lessons, I'm just going to go down to calendar. Here's a cheat that I would use. Speaking of cheating, but it's not really cheating in that regard. If you go to your calendar and you want to go to your assignment, if you'll just click on your assignment, it'll take you straight to it. So if you're in a hurry and you don't want to or don't have time to read through all the background of what leads up to the assignment, other activities that may have happened, but you're not going to have obligation to deliver on, then just go to your calendar and click on the assignment. It'll take you straight there. Let me go to my grades. So if you go to my grades, you're going to see, for example, this is student email assignment. You see where the denominator is 20. So 100% on this would be 20 over 20. So again, don't worry about the smarter measure. We'll replace that with that link, but that's how this works. And then your total grade, once you start getting things in the grade book, will show up here also as a denominator. How many points have been made available so far, and how many of those points have you earned so far? So, and there'll be a letter grade here for you as well. Let me just go into about the instructor real fast. About the instructor, I tell you about my grandmother and how in 1921 she went to college and how that she caught, which I think is very interesting. There was an epidemic, not pandemic because it didn't go around the world, but there was a typhoid fever epidemic. Some of you may have heard of the phrase typhoid Mary. So my grandmother, when she was a sophomore in college, and I should tell you that she was the daughter of a sharecropper. So we came from very poor roots, but she loved education so much and was taken in by a woman who actually sponsored her from my great-grandfather who had 11 children. And so sent her to high school and also helped her go to, this was their school then, Appalachian State University is what it's called now. And so because of that, it really changed my family tree. This is my mother. This is me last November. This is my brother who's a doctor. This is my son who just graduated from Georgia Tech. This is my son who is going to the University of Georgia. And it all started with a sharecropper's daughter, Ida Snow Lewis Woodring. who really loved education. So I wanted to turn this into an extra credit assignment for you, that if you have a similar story of how somebody in your life has impacted you, I'll finish this. This is through October. I see that word's not finished. But if you've impacted your community, are you changing the life for your children? Did somebody in your neighborhood influence you? Did somebody in your community, in your parish, in your synagogue, in some place, did somebody change your life, or are you changing somebody's because of education? So that's in lesson 1. You can last 2 things I'm going to, or 3 things I'm going to do here. Discussion boards I'll let you look at on your own because I'm concerned about time. Ask the instructor is where you need to send me emails from now on. You'll go like that and you create a thread, and just it's public, but then I know what class you're coming from because I have a little over 200 students and 9 classes. So if you'll just ask the instructor, that'll be great. Frequently asked questions, I will continue to add to this. So as people ask me questions I think can help everybody, they go there. All right, so we have 9 minutes. Excuse me, I'm so hoping that this has been helpful for you. Again, remember that it's recorded. Let me just jump into lesson 1. Remember, lesson 1 is the only one open this week because I don't want you to get overwhelmed by the other 14 lessons, but I will open them up next week. This is the same PowerPoint. You can download it and look at it. And this is the first video I made for you last night that just gives you kind of an overview of some of the things we talked about. The video we're making right now will be uploaded into this as well. You can access it through Blackboard Collaborate when you go here, and you'll be able to go to recordings, and it will be recorded and will show up here just as soon as this is over. I probably then in that case won't move it to here. Are you guys still with me? We're almost finished. We're like, feel like we're in a race. Are you still there? Can you just throw me a smiley face or something if you're still here with me?
I'm still here.
Yay. Yay. Thanks, Char. Everybody going. I mean, can you, how about real fast? Can you just send me a happy something down here? Oh, that's, I love it. She's angelic now. So, yeah, thanks, Samantha. Just, you can go there. You can go down to these real quickie ones that say happy, surprised, fast or sad, confused, yada, yada, yada. Jade, I'm worried about you just a little bit, but that's okay. You missed her emoticon, or Jade, yeah. Okay, all right, look, we're almost done. Just hang in there with me. So, oh no, River, you're almost as bad as Jade. This is not going to be an easy class, I can tell. All right, no, you're going to be a wonderful class. All right, so let me go back to where was the class? Here we go. So anyway, get this. If you haven't bought the book yet, going through the PowerPoint where I just stopped a minute ago, you know, where it says Chapter 1, Essence for College Success, that will be a good review for Chapter 1. And so just let me go down here for you. This is what will be due. So you'll see that you'll click on Computer Basics. It's going to, and there's going to be email in Microsoft Windows. This is going to click you to launch. And I'm going to take you, I know I just lost you. I'm going to come back and get you. I'm not going to leave you behind. So hang on. So when you click to launch on those 3, and there are, I think, 10 different tutorials, you're going to go through these tutorials. Excuse me, it's because I have got these. Okay, Andra, can I tell them that you're going into dental assisting and you're going to help me with these braces in the next, I just got braces and I'm miserable. Because braces, as I learned, cut your lips and they make your mouth dry and a whole 9 yards. Anyway, down here at the very bottom, you see this quiz? So what I would suggest you doing for all of these is you go in and you start the quiz first before you do the tutorial, unless you already know that you don't know anything about the subject. And there are going to be 10 of these, and they're opening up in the next 4 lessons, lessons 1 through 4. I would take the questions. If you make 80% or higher, just take a screenshot. If you're working with a telephone or iPhone or whatever, then just take a screenshot with your iPhone. And if you don't know how to do a screenshot, Google it. Google should become your best friend. In my graduate school, Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, whatever browser you're using is a great thing. Just ask the questions there. Then once you get your screenshot, you're going to go back to where it says Computer Basic Quiz Screenshot. You're going to click on it, and you're going to see where it says Write Submission. But, I mean, to write the submission, you could say something like this. Here is my screenshot. But you're going to browse your computer, and you can see I've got tons of stuff here. But let's see. Excuse me. Let me just choose one. I'll say screenshots, and then I click open, and it will attach. And this is the key. You got to hit submit. If you don't hit submit, I won't see it. And I'll just see a little blue button that says in progress. So just keep that in mind. So that's how you'll do all the technology assignments. So I'm going to go slip back out to computers. The other two, wait me just a second. See these two things here, basic computer skills and new course basic computer skills. I think this is just like a 2-minute video, and this is like very basic computer skills. This is the one I want you to take, which is why it says computer basics. All right, let's get out of here. And let's go back to lesson 1. So if you will notice that, now where is that downloading? Oh, I don't see where you download your Office 365. So I need to fix that for you. Email is the same I just showed you. Windows is the same. It's actually Windows Basics in this and Windows 10. You only need to do one. The tests are the same. This is where you'll upload your student assignment, and I will add the new replacement for Smarter Measure here so that you have your link in there. If you want to do my education story as an, you think your screen froze? Let me see if your screen froze. Oh, yeah. Hang on. Yeah, your screens didn't froze. I forgot to come get you. All right, now it should be better. All right, good. So let me go back over that. I got 2 minutes with you guys. So I'm not so much worried about my time as I'm worried about yours. And you guys can stay afterwards if you want. I just honor the time that you only signed up to be here at 12:30. So the email will be the same as I just did, where you'll go out to another website. You'll take that tutorial. Again, I would take the tests first. You can take them as many times as you want to. Passing grade is 80% or higher. That's the only thing I'll accept. And then Windows, there are 2 sessions underneath Windows, one for Windows Basics, one for Windows 10. They're the same tests, so don't worry about taking them twice. This is where you'll upload your student email assignment that came in email. If you just registered for the class, let me know that and I'll resend it to you. And this is where, if you want to, extra credit, 40 extra credit points. If you want to match the education story, I'm the only one who sees it. I've had some of the most amazing stories from people whose lives have been changed, or their families' lives have been changed, or they are changing lives from education and learning. And it's just to kind of focus on why are we in school anyway. So I know that must have been very quick. I will tell you too that when the Blackboard workshops open up that you can take the virtual ones, I will also add into lesson 1. It's not here now because we haven't opened them up yet, but I'll add an extra credit. You get 50 points for attending that. If you can't attend, I also give you links to YouTube student Blackboard Collaborate Ultra for student videos, and you can get 25 extra points for doing those. I'm serious when I say I really like giving you extra credit. I've got 1 minute, so let's just go back to poll and to the class, and let me just tell you, now it is 12:30. That's an excellent question. First of all, they give me the enrollments, but secondly, Andra, if you want to, what you will do is just take a screenshot of something from that class and you'll upload it. As soon as I know that workshops are open and I put that in, I will actually write out what is creditable, or that makes sense. But they also send me a roster of who signs up. So it's 12:30, and let me just summarize before we go what we did, and I'm going to take you back real fast to sharing files. And we were just here. We went through to, let me pull down. This is where we stopped, right there. This is where you need to start. You could go back over when you're doing this video. This is, the rest of these are the summary of chapter 1 in your book. If you don't have your book, then what you need to do is review this just to get a feel for it. You will have a test on chapters 1 and 2 in about 3 weeks, just to see how you're pacing, but this will be covered in that chapter for you. Or the PowerPoint chapter 1. This is the PowerPoint chapter 1. So how did we do today? Any questions? Let me just do this real fast. Did we do a good job for you today? Did you feel like you got your money's worth? You are the customer. You are my customer, and I'm kind of like your weight instructor or your trainer. You paid me to do this for you, so it may not be always comfortable, but you signed up, and I take it seriously that I work for your betterment. So I do work for you, and I assume that because you're here, you want to work, and you need to decide what grade you want, an A, B, or a C, or I'm sure none of you want to fail. But I'm not going to push you. I will. Oh, I should tell you one last thing. Every Thursday, everybody who has not submitted Saturday's assignment by that day gets a reminder in case you've forgotten. So if you don't want to get those. Oh, that is excellent. Ariel said she'd already submitted the email assignment. Ariel, you'll just add to it. There are all of your assignments have unlimited submissions so that you can continue to start new, add a new one. And so you'll just do this one short thing, and then you'll be done. You'll be done and dusted. That's good. But I'll add that into the Smarter Measure assignment, or I'm sorry, the first assignment in lesson 1, Ariel. All right. So if you'll answer this for me, this last poll, and then if you want to hang out, then I'll stay as long as you want me to. You're welcome, Ariel. Okay, who's not talking to me yet? I can just imagine some of you sitting over there playing video games or looking at your phone. I'm probably doing the same thing. Char, is this what you expected?
Not today, because I did want to like see everyone and get like the so I can see the video, but I see online where I'll be able to look at the recording, so I guess that's fine.
Yeah, and I have to tell you too that there were nobody showed their faces today. So you guys can come online if you want to show your if you want to have your pictures on, you can. I didn't today, but you certainly can do that.
Okay.
Char, thank you so much for being with us.
This is new to me, this online stuff, so I'm gonna have to get used to it.
We all are getting used to it. Does anybody, okay, so the class is over, and I appreciate you coming. We'll have class every morning at this time. Does anybody else have any other questions? I'm going to stay as long as somebody's here. And for those of you who need to leave, go for it. Daniel, I see that you came in, I think, near the end. But if you want to hang out, that'll be great. So thank you all for coming. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jade. Oh, Jordan, the extra credit. Is that the extra credit, Jordan, related to my education story? Then let me take you back to that. So I see several other people are with us. So those of you who are, I'm going to go back to the course and um, show Jordan that. So the extra credit so far this week is the education story. If you have an education story, let me see where that is. Lesson number 1. And Jordan, it's down at the bottom, and it's my education story, and it's built around about the instructor, which is right here. So I shared how education had changed my family, my community, and then my suggestion, if you want to participate in this extra credit, now there are going to be additional extra credits. Jordan, one will be the Blackboard, attending the Blackboard workshop, and the other will be Blackboard student videos if you want to watch those. But this is the one I have posted so far, Jordan, because I was anticipating the Blackboard workshops would be available by now, and they're not. And so I'm going to have to wait. As soon as they're made available, then I'll post that extra credit too. And you know what, Jordan? I probably can go ahead and add the student Blackboard assignment where you go in and just look at some videos and fill out a form to help you with Blackboard. So I can do that, and I can do that now, and I'll do that later today. Did that answer your question, Jordan? Okay, wait a minute, Jordan. I see you've got too many options. Uh, this class, Daniel, is only one time a week. We meet Monday at 11 to 12:30, and you do get credit for coming to class. You'll get 10 points every time you come, but it is a non-attendant school, so I don't have to. But I mean, you don't have to attend, but I would. Um, oh, so you so which mic works? Oh, Gabriel, that's what you're laughing about. Bless your heart. So that's an interesting problem. I've never. All right, well, let us know how that works. So, all right, let me see if there's Daniel. Did that answer your question? You meet once. We meet, and you'll always meet through Collaborate because you're an online hybrid class. So some classes, Daniel, are online and you never speak to the instructor unless you do office hours. Some are in person. I have 2 in person, for example. And then there are 4 classes that I teach in this format. We always meet the same time every week, and it's just like your regular class, except we're offline. Does that answer your question, Daniel? Good, good, good. Also, for questions on the assignment, do we answer the questions? Oh, wait. Let me see, Jordan. I mean, let me go back to your chat. Okay, Jordan, I'm trying to read this. Also, for the questions on the assignment, do we answer the questions applied to the book or to our own knowledge? What questions? Jordan, are you talking about in the, can you do a screenshot or tell me what you're talking about? Is it in the homework assignment, the email assignment? Yes, Jordan, go for it. And let me just answer Jessica. Jessica, no, that's one and the same. So if you signed up for one on Friday, that's great. Do it. And I didn't know, so you knew before I did. Maybe that was one of the pings that came up. And, you heard all those emails I was getting that they have been released. So yay. And I will put in the extra credit. So just take a screenshot of something that you're learning there. And besides, I do get that registration. But if you want to just get it in early, go tell me and I'll give you those 50 points. I think you'll find it very beneficial, Jessica. Jordan, your hand's raised, dude, and so, or dudette, I don't know which applies. Can you come on off your mute or? You're welcome, Jessica. Jordan, you're having trouble with your computer. You want to let me go into mail and see if I can. Are you talking about the mail email that I sent out? Okay, so let me pull up that and let's look at it together. I'll just bring it up. See if I actually, you know what? Let me take you to the email. Somebody just sent me an email. I think it was a chat, and it didn't come through. I saw it flash over. Okay, Jordan, I'm going to take you over there with me. Hang on. And let's look at this email together, okay? This assignment together. So this is my inbox, and this is the homework assignment. So this is the purpose of it. So I'll have to take out these smarter measure instructions. So full name you use to register. You're going to submit this. Course objectives are below here. And smarter measure, now that's being changed to something else that I'll have to send out because I didn't realize that was being dropped. So no biggie piggy, that'll be, we'll just swap it out. So Jordan, what's the question here? Am I at the right spot? Oh, Daniel. Daniel, how is the best way to get my... Oh, somebody.
Oh, I was seeing how it has said like A, B, C, and D, like choose which one of those you would
Oh,
do those.
Jordan, it's so good to hear your voice. I didn't, it's so good to hear. Oh, which one of these, like, so these are your course competencies. Are you saying how do I show them or how do I select them?
Yeah, so like if we answer them, do we answer like according to the book, or we answer them to our own knowledge, like stuff that we know personally, or will we do both of them?
Oh, okay, well, and you're talking about what I'm looking at right now, right? The course competencies?
Yeah.
Okay, these aren't questions. This is what we're going to be
Uh,
covering as a class. So what I would do is I would probably either cut and paste like this, like I'm just making this up, okay? But Jordan, I might say that A is my favorite. It says 2, so then I would probably run over and go to the class. Let's see if I can do this and take you with me all the time. So I'm gonna click to lessons and I'm gonna bring you with me now, okay? All right, so we're going to go back to the class and I'm going to go to lessons and I'm going to go to the first one. So you know I just selected that first was like my favorite, right? And so I would probably go into comments and say my top course objectives that I'd like to spend the most time on. And then I think you can cut and paste it, or you can do a Control V. You see how I just moved that over? Can you see that?
yes, I can.
And does that answer your question?
Yes, it actually does.
Okay. So I'd be really curious. Do you know why I'm doing that? Because I may tweak my this class, based on the top ones that people want to focus on the most. So that's why
Um,
I'm curious to know what y'all think.
okay, makes sense. Makes sense.
How did you, was this morning session good for you?
Yeah, it was.
Good. You ready for the semester?
Yes, I am.
Are you taking anything on campus?
Yes, I do have 2 courses that require me to go on campus.
Are you nervous about it or okay about it or not even thinking about it? What?
I'm like I'm not nervous, but I'm not nervous about it. I'm kind of excited.
Good. I'm thinking about getting a hula hoop skirt that goes out like 6 feet around you so that people understand where the 6 feet are. And I just thought that would be funny. I've been looking at petticoats. Do you know what a petticoat is?
No, I don't. What is that?
Well, let me show you this because they're so broad. Let me just show you. And so this is kind of, I started it as a joke and then everybody thought it was such a great idea. So it's like this, it's so broad. So let me just see if I can snap this picture. Hang on. So I thought I'd wear this over my clothes to, here, I'll let you see it. Because I weren't sure what 6 feet are. So I thought I'd wear that. What do you think?
It's
Can
cute.
Can you imagine coming into class, seeing that your professor has on this on the outside of her clothes?
Yes. Wow.
I thought that would be funny. Oh, well, anyway. So, Jordan, is there anything else that I can help you with? Or Daniel, I see you're still on too, so I'm happy to help you. Jordan, I'm with you right now, though. So, is there anything else I can do for you today?
No, that's good. Thank you so much.
You are very much welcome. Thank you for coming to class.
No problem.
Have a good rest of your week.
You as well.
Bye. Hey, Daniel, can I help you? Daniel, I can either do it by chat or I can talk to you if you want to open your mic. Daniel. Daniel, are you still there? You can't text Daniel like this. Well, I mean, you chatted me already. So, Daniel R. Oh, you know what? Don't worry about it. You can it's first day. I mean, my word, we're all just kind of feeling our way around, right? So you can put it in the chat box if you want. And did you come? I know you came in late. I am recording this so you can hear everything that happened, if that helps you. Would that be good? Okay. So let me show you something before you go, Daniel. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen again. You can see my screen, I'm hoping, right? Okay, good. So when you go to Blackboard Collaborate, you'll see this menu up here that's 1, 2, 3 right there. If you'll go to recordings, now it's nothing is there now because we've not stopped recording. I'm recording this between me and you. But within 10 to 15 minutes, there will be a recording here and you can listen to the entire class. Probably what I will do is download it onto my PC and upload it into YouTube and post it into lesson 1 as well. But I'm not so sure I'll do that right off the bat because I've got another class at 2:30. So you can just go to this menu. I maybe give it 30 minutes. And then as soon as you click on, remember, you're going to go to recordings and then it'll show our recording that's finished. I realize that it's going to be probably maybe an hour and 30 minutes, but if you want to move ahead or and it will have, as soon as I put it on YouTube, it'll have captions as well. So that will help you, I think. Any other questions at all I can help you with? Yes, I'm really glad you could go back to. And don't hesitate to reach out. We could always do, unless I'm teaching another class, we can always do a individual office hour. Or I can work with groups, so study groups. You can form study groups too if you want to go over to send email. You can reach out to everybody in the class. So don't hesitate to reach out. Okay. Well, if you got nothing else, I'm going to go put wax over these braces. Oh, my word. Have you ever had braces, Daniel? Oh, you think that's funny? Then you must have had braces. And anyway, they're just slicing my lips left and right. So I'm going to go take care of that. And as long as you're done. So are there any other questions before I go? Okay. Thank you very much, Daniel. I'll talk to you soon, sir. Have a good rest of your week. Bye, Daniel.